Welcome to another Thursday Live. What an honor tonight to have a very special guest. But before we get there, I'd like to welcome my beautiful co-host as well. Hi, Portia.
Hi, Dr. Jeudi. Hi, you. I'm excited to be here with you. This is going to be great. Thank you.
Yes, it is going to be a very exciting evening because in the whole situation that we are in right now, I'm so grateful that we have our special guest, Master Ela, who will be sharing with us the wisdom, the art of joyfulness, your truth. How does that title resonate with you? I mean, to me, to be joyful requires a lot of love, a lot of patience, a lot of compassion, which we all need in today's world. So I'm just going to bring her on and read a little bit about her bio. Beloved Master Ela is a master teacher of the Tao Academy. She's a Guanyin lineage holder. She's a Tao Song practitioner, Tao calligraphy master practitioner, a Tao hand, and a love, peace, and harmony ambassador. But she also have a whole other master degrees as far as in NLP masters, Reikis, tarot cards. She's also a business coach, a personal coach. She's everything. But above all, it is her heart that truly won my heart and soul. And I want the world to really see this beautiful soul as well. So without further ado, Master Ela, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jeudi. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all. And thank you for everything you guys are doing. It's an amazing show. And, really, it does radiate up.
Thank you so much. That all of this is all being guided, and I believe we are in a interesting time of our life where we need to bring more of this positiveness to the world. And I truly love the title that you come up with, The Art of Joyfulness. Share with us a little bit about that. What brought that title to you?
Most of the time we are a combination of our experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've grown up with so many challenges through my life. I think I was just born to go through a lot of challenges and stuff. And so in that process, I actually learned to just find the joy in everything that was going on for me. And, for me, when I started to tap into that, it made life so much easier for me. And the way that it actually transpired for me was actually to bring the joy to others. Even it didn't matter what I was going through. It didn't matter that I was suffering inside. If I could bring some joy to others and make their day, a laughing, playful day, it really brought peace to my heart. And so that's actually how I started through my own journey. I learned how to cope. It was initially a coping mechanism, but then I just realized actually it's my soul's personality. If we get to know our soul's personality, then actually you can align with it, and that becomes authentic. Otherwise we're always trying to be something we're not. We're always trying. So, for me, if you put me in a serious situation, I was going to find something playful out of it. It's just who I am. So if I try to be serious, the flow in me doesn't happen. And I think, for everybody, that's all we need to do. We need to tap into what it is that is our natural, innate ability. Once you tap into it, you just align with it, and then that just becomes you. So although it started with a coping mechanisms for me to just get through my life, it turned into actually, this is who I am, and aligning with it is what my role is. So that's how I got into being like this and understanding things don't have to be so serious. We take things so seriously, right?
That is true.
It is absolutely true. And everything is like, oh my goodness, I've got something to do. I've got this task to accomplish. I've got this to accomplish. I've got to go to work. I've got to look after the family. It's like ongoing. It's like ongoing pressure on ourselves, but you just relax. just relax for a minute and just find the joy in that moment. When you find the joy in that moment, actually, it is not a hard task. Life can flow with you. And you know, these last 2 years, I think last 3 years of my life, of my experience, really were helped and were given a little bit more strength because of this personality of mine. So, you know, that's what I invite everyone to do. Just tap into who you are. Just tap into your innate personality. And you could be a serious person, and that's okay. The key thing is, even if you're a serious person, your soul is serious, you'll find the joy in that. Right?
It's true. I like to come back to what you stated earlier, the challenges and obstacles each souls go through. Some souls will choose to play the role of being a victim. Why does this happen to me? Why, it's not fair. And they just live in that cycle of being a victim of the situation. But for you, you took it to the other side and you find joy and you find positiveness into the worst circumstances, and you transform that. Can you share with us? I know that the viewers may not really understand this challenges that you have, but for me, having gone through the program with you, I've seen some of your amazing story, and that is heart touching. Can you share some of the challenges that really, to your point of view, hit rock bottom, but then you're able to transform and look at the positiveness of the situation?
Yeah, sure. So I would say actually there were two very big incidents in my life. Of course, I've had many going through, you know, just to prepare me for this day, but there were two big turning points in my life, you know. One was I was married and I moved away to another country, you know, before I was married to Jeudi. And I moved away to another country. And, you know, I used to be a dancer, I was a musician, and I did a lot of the things. So I was a professional dancer. And, you know, for me, I was like bought into the whole thing about, oh, in Kenya, you can start your own dance school and all of this stuff. And I was like, okay, you know, one day I'm going to have to get married anyway. So let's just go. And I went. And it really became the most intense period of my life. You know, it squashed my personality, it squashed who I was. But I learned to keep going because, you know, that's the way I think my parents have always got me to do. You make the best of any situation. So I kept going. So I was living there in a household where I couldn't work. I was a housewife, and, you know, coming from a culture from UK, London, where life was so free. My parents brought me up very free. Then I went into the in-laws' house, and it's like nothing was free. You had to do what you were told to do, and I was really suffocated. So, you know, what I did was I was like, okay, I can't work. You know, no one will let me work. No one will let me go outside the house. I started painting. And as I started painting, then I discovered actually I could find peace in just doing this, you know, whether the paintings went anywhere or didn't, it's, you know, I started to find peace in that. The turning point actually came when I had a little boy. So I had a son, and, you know, there was something really intense happening. It was starting to affect my son. I was like, that's it. I cannot tolerate this any longer. You know, no one needs to live like this. No one needs to do this, especially not a little child. And so I left Kenya. I left the family, and I took my son with me. And I brought him to England. I went into a women's refuge, and you know, I was doing everything to make sure that my son could stay with me and I could give him a better quality of life. I didn't want to keep him away from his father or anything like that, but the threats were just so much. I had to be in a refuge for a little while to look after myself. And, you know, I was taken to court, and when they took me to court, they accused me of abduction, you know, which is a really big thing here, because if I was convicted, I would have been in prison. And, you know, the courts ruled it out because this is clearly not a case, because she contacted you and she told you that, you know, she's willing to do. So anyway, whatever it was, the scenario, you know, the court said the case would have to be dealt with in Kenya. And at that time, you know, it wasn't a safe place for me to go back to fight a court. And so I had to take that hard decision to not go back and try and fight whatever I could do to fight here. And that was actually the big turning point, because I thought, that's it. This is, you know, this is it. There's no way for me to even come out of this. The sadness I felt, the grief I felt. And then I got on with my life here. So after 14 years, I just got a job with an airline, British Airways, and there were a really good bunch of people there. And, you know, I didn't look my age, you know, so I looked very young. So there are a few people who used to say to me, oh, you know, you're straight out of college and stuff. Little did they know she's just lived a 14-year life. And then that just became my everyday existence, because people just started to enjoy my company and people just started to have fun with me at work. So I thought, okay, this is good, you know. And then I started to feel the joy in my own self, and that got me going through life. And then the second incident that happened to me was in 2019, where, you know, because of all this situation in my life, I had, as a woman, I had been bleeding for 20 years of my life. You know, that's how long this situation and this whole drama had been going on for. So I got so used to it. I just, it became part of my life. So I didn't even blink that this was happening to me. And it wasn't until 2019 where I bled so much, I collapsed. And, you know, I could just about get myself to a phone, and I rang my husband, and, you know, I said to my husband that, please come home, I'm dying. And he rushed home and he called the ambulance while he was on his way home and stuff. And, you know, what happened was there was a trigger in the hospital, because when I was in hospital, I bled so much, and then I got an iron infusion, which caused a heart attack. And, you know, this was actually where, if we think about it, you know, what is reality? What is real, really? Because while I'm having this heart attack, you know, another master teacher just rang me out of the blue. And of course, Master Shah had been giving me a lot of healing and blessings and stuff like that. Rang me out of the blue, and I said to him, I said, I'm dying. I could see, you know, my third eye channels are really open. I could see my grandmother coming. I could see all past relatives and stuff coming. So I knew I'm going. They're paving the path for me. And he said to me, we're not dying. We're not going to go anywhere. We are going to serve. You've got a lot of work to do. And we started to chant. We started to chant Guanyin's compassionate Dabejo. That really got me through. So I don't know anyone else who's chanted the Dabejo while they're having a heart attack, you know. So that got me through. And then the doctors at that time, they couldn't stop the bleeding, so because they had to put me on blood thinners. And when they put me on blood thinners, I was bleeding, and it was like, okay, they have to remove something, and they can't remove my heart. Says, we're going to remove your uterus. And I says, no. I said, my uterus not going anywhere, because, you know, they've never found anything wrong with me. And that was the key thing there. So luckily, with all the blessings and stuff, everything was intact. They figured out a way how to stop the bleeding, plus get my heart. And that was actually where, in hospital, I found the greatest joy in service. I just stopped thinking about myself. There were people around me who were in such a worse situation. I didn't even look like I was having a heart attack, or I had a heart attack. And so I made it my point in 2 months while I was in hospital, just to give a little bit of joy to the people next to me. So I was talking about funny things with them, and talking about, you know, things that we have joyful in our childhood, because most people will resonate with that, you know. And then I just found the joy in that moment. And for me, everything that has transpired for me has given me the strength, because, you know, sometimes if you don't experience things, you don't know what compassion is. You don't know how to get through the other side. For me, I'm not a person who holds grudges. So I forgave everybody, you know, as I was going along. Because you either hold on to something and then it's going to traumatize you for the rest of your life, or you say, okay, this has happened, let's make the best of the situation and move forward. And that's what I invite everybody to do. You know, this is my story, but who doesn't have a story? Everybody has a story. And everybody's story is important. You know why? Because it makes you who you are. I don't often share this depth of my story.
That was so
Um,
beautiful. Thank you. You know, you hit a very key point of there you may be going through like it was a dire situation in your own perception of things. But for you to be able to recognize that, you know, although I'm going through all of this complication, there's someone who has a bigger issue and more challenging than me. That takes a lot of personal wisdom and power to really recognize and see that, because the majority of the time we fall short of saying, I'm in pain, pay attention to me, look at me, give me all the attention. But really the power to really heal is what you just did, is that even though you're bleeding and you're, you know, dying, you're like, okay, there's other people who are more important that needs my love and my joy. Wow, that is powerful. That is very powerful. And I believe that that itself requires a genuine heart that really have the love for others, because you cannot see that if you do not have the understanding of what true unconditional love is.
mm,
So you know, the challenges that you have with the Kenya situation, that's a dire situation as well. But instead of harboring on those challenges, you look at the positive side and really look at, okay, these are the things that I am able to control, and these are the things that are outside of my control. And you allow the divine force to work through you so that you become just an instrument for heavens to guide and allow you to be who you are. This is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you know, Dr. Judy. And the other thing I just want to say, you know, to everybody who's listening to this, take the worst situation you have in life and make that your strength. Because for me, if I want to really thank everybody who put me through whatever I had to go through, because they pushed me into becoming who I am today. You know, of course, I haven't seen my son in over 24 years, you know, and I don't even know what he's like, what he isn't like. You know, it's been hard. And of course it's been hard. But for me, what I did is I said, okay, right, I don't have this. I went into work into a little nursery school. I went to work in a nursery school. Every child that was there was my child.
Oh,
You know, and then because heaven will create a way for you to get through things. And then when my son was like 9 or 10, I started tutoring 9, 10-year-olds. It didn't click to me at that time. This is what was happening, but that's what was happening, right? And so I wouldn't be doing this work right now if it hadn't been for all the experience. You can't give what you have no understanding of, right?
it's true. It's true. Yes. And what I often see is that those who go through the worst of the worst challenges in life is the most powerful, inspirational teacher, because they have walked through the thickest of the difficulties. We had a special guest over, and Porsche can chime in as well. Alita, she's gone through prison like 5 times, and you know, now she's spun herself around and went back and really helped women who are going through the cycle that she has gone through. And there's, like you said, no one can walk that shoe except her, who can really understand and relate to the individual and help them get out of that situation. But you are correct in that aspect.
You know what I think, Dr. Judy? I think you're so right. And what I really appreciate what Ela said. I think it develops a high level of greatest compassion.
Yes.
But you have a choice. This is the thing. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, because people can go either way. Alita was in prison 5 times, and every single time, I mean, she could have turned her life around the first time, the second time, it took 5 times, and hitting rock bottom. you know, for her to completely change her life. And now she holds the space. She's at the community center now. We're so proud of her. For to have the homeless and to help the people in drug rehabilitation and a smoothie bar, a resource center, because she's been through all of that, you know? And so with Ela, I see very similar things. I didn't know her background. I truly didn't. So it really touches my heart. So Ela, I want to know, what are some of the things that you found really can take you towards the right direction? Because we could totally go in the wrong direction, you know? What's the formula that has worked for you? You know, and I know you resonate so well with Dr. Jeudi. Her license plate is joy. It says joy on it. I know she loves you. And I also, when you were speaking at the beginning, I was like, I know Buddha says that, you know, enlightenment is not serious business. So we take part of that with us, yeah? So please share with us.
The key thing is, like I shared at the beginning, is finding your true self. That is what the key is. The key really is knowing who you are, having the trust and the faith in who you are. It doesn't matter what the world can point fingers at you and say, but if you know who you are, it doesn't matter. For me, that was one key thing. I was natural. I didn't know how to be anyone but me. Let's put it that way. I just knew. And so that's what I want to invite everyone to do. Be your authentic self, be yourself. The quirkiness, who isn't quirky? Be your quirky self. Everyone has a quirky. My quirky self is I eat popcorn and I go on a swing when I have to de-stress, right? But I find a quirky way for myself to be, and my husband knows, Jitu knows, if ever there's a hard day or something, or he just has to give me a bag of popcorn or a bowl of popcorn, and that's it. That's my joy. Find what your joy is. Your joy could be just having a bowl of popcorn or an ice cream or something in the human field, because we have to remember we're in the human body, and not to let go of that, because your body will feel through this. It's so important. Find the things that really make you joyful inside. It doesn't matter, even if you, like, for example, I love dancing. So if no one's watching, when I know that I need to de-stress or something, I'll just put on some music, and do this. And actually my workshops are like that. Once there was a workshop I did, we had a very beautiful center, in Finsbury Park, a part of London. And it was such a I miss that place. We were there for about 3 years, and I had a workshop, and it was the first spiritual workshop that I did for people. And I took them into a deep state, and then all of a sudden I brought them out with the song Let It Go from Frozen. And they were like, they didn't know how to take this, they didn't know, okay, do they laugh? Is this real? Is this, because most people associate any spiritual work with just deep, serious, let us relax and breathe. And that's what we did. We just bring that little quirkiness into things, because that is where our joy lies. So be authentically you. Who are you? If we don't get to know who we are, we can never, ever let others know who we are. One of the key things I tell you was, when I was working at British Airways, there was a lady there called Jeanette. She basically adopted me as her daughter. She was an older woman, but she just adopted me as her daughter. She thought I was like 18 or 19 when I was about 32. And then she came into work one day, and she goes, my husband did this and this happened in the morning, all the drama. And I says, well, you don't have to worry about all that. You're here now. You're at work. And she goes to me, what do you know about all these problems? You're still a spring chicken. And I thought to myself, inside I was like, is this what I put out there? No one knows what it was. But it was actually quite funny for me at that time, because no one could even tell that I've got this drama going on in my life. And actually that just became who I was then. I became this quirky person who people have fun with. So everyone needs to find that part of you. Not everybody has that playful nature. Not everybody has that joyful nature, but you may have a nature which is really caring, which is really, really compassionate, and which is a little serious. But isn't that the joy? That's the joy, because if you can align with that, you will find the happiness and the joy and the playfulness in whatever it is that you are, even if your soul and your personality is that serious. So that's the I guess the three things, you know, to just allow yourself to be yourself and enjoy the things that you enjoy. You know, far too many people are going so serious into the spiritual realm and forgetting about the human body. You know, we have a human body, we are gifted, and enjoy the human body. You know, the human body likes ice cream, eat ice cream, right? You know, the human body likes some cake, have some cake.
In
You know,
moderation.
right? But we can go the other way. We can go, oh no, I'm feeling so low. Let me just have another few scoops, another slices of cake and whatever. But, you know, find that balance. And when you find that balance, do the things you enjoy doing, because actually we can't live in the past and we cannot live in the future. Neither of them are here. There is only here and now, you know? So what's the joy in here and now? Fine. You know, I'm here right now. I'm with Dr. Jeudi. I'm with Porsche. I'm with you. This is beautiful. And so you don't think about what the day is going to have, what happened yesterday. Every day is a new leaf. Every day is a new path. And, you know, one of the key things about Dr. Master Shah's teaching is the power of soul. Use the power of soul for your benefit. Use the power of soul to clear the things in your life. You know, this will help everyone become a better human being. That's what it's about, right? That's the key thing. So become a better human being, because we get the opportunity, however we're getting the opportunity to do this. So
that is true. To be ourselves and to really learn to live life is to live in moderations of the things that we love and enjoy. And I just want to come back and ask the question of, you were chanting Guanyin mantra. Can you share a little bit about the wisdom to those who may or not be familiar with that mantra, and why did you choose to chant that mantra?
yes. So what happened for me when I was in hospital and I was having this heart attack, you know, for me, I saw there were two prominent images that I saw. One was my grandmother, and I loved my grandmother. You know, my grandmother lived to the ripe old age of 95. She didn't have a complaining bone in her body, you know, and she went through 10 children as a widow. She brought up 10 children as a widow. And then I saw her coming towards me smiling. The other image I saw was of Guanyin. And so Guanyin is a Buddha of compassion. And Guanyin represents Divine Mother. You know, for me, Guanyin represents the Divine Mother. We have the masculine and the feminine, but for me, she represents the Divine Feminine. And I saw her coming towards me in this beautiful white robe and dress, and all I could think of, you know, I know this is a little funny as well. All I could think of was, your dress is so beautiful, you know, in this moment while I'm having this heart attack. And I saw her come through, and she said to me, chant. And I know that Da Bei Jiu is very, very powerful, because the Da Bei Jiu is a mantra of compassion. It's a mantra of 87 Buddhas, and what you chant is what you become. And so as I was chanting the names of the Buddhas, I could feel my heart becoming softer and softer and softer, and the compassion in myself just saying, okay, you know, this is happening. Be calm, be grounded. And the mantra was helping me be grounded, because if I wasn't grounded in that moment, I don't think I would have got through this. You know, I had to stay grounded, because here I'm having a heart attack. And so Guanyin represents compassion. And compassion for me represents service in action. That's what it is. So in this moment, you know, Guanyin said to me, chant the Da Bei Jiu, serve. I was like, serve? I didn't really get it. I didn't understand, you know? So I just started to chant. And then what I saw like people who maybe had been hurt by me. Maybe I have hurt all my past lives, even this life, whatever was going on, you know, through my childhood and through living in Kenya. I saw my heart letting them go, you know, because I may be on a deeper level, I had let them go, but I don't think I'd let them go from my heart. And so the mantra allowed me to serve my heart. I don't know if this can resonate with anybody. It helped me to serve my heart so I could let it go. I could let go of the pain, the hurt. And, you know, it was very, very interesting whole experience of it, because of course we know about Guan Yin. We know that she's a compassionate Buddha. You know, for those of you who don't, you can look her up, Guan Yin, and her Sanskrit name is Avalokiteshvara. So many people can look up and they can see that, but we don't really know what compassion is, right?
Maybe
Until
you
you
can also share that, pull up a picture of who she is and share it as well. But yeah, it's true about the compassion. Not many people get to truly experience what that is. So I'll let you finish.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and you know, you're right. Not many people do get to know what compassion is because we don't know how to, you know, like in our culture in Sanskrit, you know, the word is daya and karuna. It's very beautiful. Like even if you don't know the meaning, the word vibrates at a really beautiful. And what that means is just see with eyes of love, right?
Wow,
If you
that's
see
beautiful.
others with eyes of love, then that and in its essence is compassion. Because you know, there's a quote that I often say to my students: in the joy of others lies my joy, in the service of others lies my service, and in the sorrow of others lies my sorrow. And I live by that, because who's going to really be happy? Are you really happy if you see somebody who's suffering next to you? We're not, right? So this actually, it's an innate part of every single one of us. We all have compassion. We just got to awaken to it. And when you awaken to it, you know, so much is possible for us. Then even the drama we've had in our life, you look at it with compassion. You know, that everyone did the best that they could with the resources that they had, right?
Yes.
There is no blame game there, because I wouldn't be here right now talking to you guys, doing the work that I do, you know, if I hadn't experienced all of this. I'm so grateful for all of them, because they were my instigators, right? To wake me up. We all need to be woken up. We all need to be woken up.
Yes.
You know, we live in this drama. We live in this drama day to day life. You know, right now the drama is all about politics, right? We're looking for drama all the time. Have you noticed, as a human being? We are constantly looking for drama. And also, I've also heard people say that, oh, I've gone through this much in my life. Oh, you think you've had it bad. This is what you start competing with trauma. You know, there is no competition in this. There is no drama of holding on to things. And that's what I know human beings as a whole, not everybody, you know, but human beings as a whole, they will pick up on the drama because it's comfortable, right? It's comfortable to be in the drama rather than to be in the light. It's difficult to shine your life. Oh my goodness, if I shine my life, I might be in the spotlight, you know. But actually, whether you're in the spotlight or not, we're all in the spotlight, because heaven is watching us all the time. Heaven is watching, you know, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
I've given you this situation. How are you reacting? You know, what do you do? And so, you know, for everybody who's listening, just take a deep breath, you know, just take it, breathing. You know, that's the other thing, Dr. Jeudi. That's another technique, breathing. Breathe. When we're anxious, when we're angry, we're going, right? You know, the breathing becomes so erratic. Take a time.
Or they don't breathe at all. They hold their-
Absolutely. Stop, you know, and just breathe. Okay, this has happened now. What do I do? You know, how do I come out of this? And, you know, life is a game. You know, we've played Monopoly, we've played all these little games as we've been growing. Life is a game. You know, we just got to play it, and play it to the best of your ability. And eventually, what will happen for everybody is you will find you. You'll find you, because we're not searching for anybody else. We're searching for you.
I love that, Ila. I love this discussion about your true self and your authentic self. And I personally know Ila is an amazing intuitive reader. And what I love about her is that she can read, but she can also um, offer some services and support and help through the healing transformation. Much of what she knows because she's gone through so much trauma and drama. And I completely agree with you. We've had this discussion with KTE. We're familiar with it. We're almost comfortable, and sometimes we saturate, we marinate in this, like, the negativity, because we don't know what to do with it, and we don't even know we're in it, we're blocked. And so maybe I'm looking at some of the people, and they can comment in the audience if they would like a question. But maybe in the meantime, Ela, maybe you could deliver a short flow or a message for maybe the Radiate Up family, or anything that comes to you, so that people can see how gifted you are. Because I remember Ela sent me a message, and what do you associate me with, And I thought, oh, so brilliant. She's trying to get to know more about herself. I love that. Because how many people ask what others, how they see them, because we have these blocks sometimes, and she wanted to get to know more. And I'm like, oh, you're an amazing intuitive reader, such a beautiful heart. So I just wanted to showcase that a little bit. Is that okay, Ela?
Yeah, perfect. So would you like me to do a flow for Radiate Up, or for a general?
Anything that I think just comes to you, whatever you want to do, But I just want to give the audience a taste of how amazing you are, and then I can put some of your contact information in the chat so they can contact you. Yeah.
Okay. So you know who's showing up for me right now? Both Guan Yin and Beloved Jesus. So clearly there's a message of compassion and love here. So let me see what comes through, and maybe I offer a message for what you guys are doing, because what you guys are doing is absolutely so needed in the world today, to bring light and bring some joy into any situation, so that people can show, we need to get to know people, right? And the more we get to know people, we learn. And this is an amazing tool that you guys are doing. So let me offer you a flow, whatever comes, whatever the message is there. Okay? All right. Just drink some water. So I'm just going in and connecting. How? To my dearest, most beloved Radiate Up team, this is Beloved Jesus speaking through Ela. I am so excited, so honored, so grateful, and so gracious to come to offer you a message, to first of all congratulate you, and to celebrate with you on your success. So I say this again, to congratulate you and to celebrate your success. I say this because every time you connect and you allow others to become the window to see through, you are creating a ripple. And that ripple will absolutely transform, one heart at a time, one soul at a time. Radiate up your love. Radiate up your forgiveness and compassion to the world. Why? Because you become the lens that people can see through, so that you can become the message and the symbol of what it is to be in the condition of love, forgiveness, compassion, and joy. To show the world through this window the other side of things. This touches my heart. It is important that you expand your horizons. It is important that you grow and reach more and more people. For as you reach more and more people, heaven will guide you as to what is the most powerful and significant way for you to expand and grow, to make a difference. You are here to serve. And it is very beautiful from my heart and soul For when three hearts join as one, it can cut through gold. Have you noticed that? That there are three hearts here in this Radiate Up that can cut through gold. I have tears in my eyes, for what you are doing is showing the world through a new pair of eyes. Keep going, my beloved sons and daughters, for I am giving you my greatest love to succeed and more. This Divine Mother Goddess, Guan Yin, is here also and would like to offer words to you. For I represent the masculine, she represents the feminine. And this is what's important for you, to balance the yin and the yang, to balance the masculine and the feminine, so you touch everyone's heart. Those who have a deeper connection to the more feminine side, and those who have a deeper connection to the masculine side, the yin and the yang. I love you with all my heart and I bless you. How? My dearest, most beloved sons and daughters, this is Mother Guan Yin. I come today to come and give a message through Ela, for she has been my ambassador for compassion, to allow people to see that even in the eyes of suffering, there is joy, there is light, and there is service. You, my beloved ones, are serving with the deepest of compassion. Why? Because it really is selfless to put another on a platform, to showcase them, to allow the world to see and listen to the teachings from them, is unconditional service. It gives me great joy, and I watch over you, and I give my greatest love to each of you, so that you can speak the words of compassion, so that you can speak the words of empowerment, so you can speak the words of being in the light, even when there may be darkness. This is a very special role, and a role that heaven has chosen for you, so you can expand. Why? As beloved Father Jesus said, so that you can show the world through new lens, through new eyes. My message for you is to keep going, expand your horizons, gather more people. For the more people you gather, the more they will be uplifted by what it is that you do. Stay grounded and serve with your heart and soul, for your voice matters. And that is a name that I want you to use as you develop this show. Your voice matters. I will not guide you at this moment how you use this, but this is my gift to you. Use this tagline, this statement. It will help you reach more people and to make a bigger impact in the world. This is my love and my message for each of you on this day. You are most loved and blessed. How?
Oh, that was so, I truly appreciate all the wisdom, the love, the compassion. I felt every word in my heart and soul. And that's why I wanted you to share, because I know how gifted you are. This is, I think, one of the reasons you were born, to help people to see their authentic self when they cannot, when a lot of drama, trauma, negativity sets in and are blocked. You have a very clear channel. You also have ways to transform people, and we'll talk about that towards the end. I just want to check in with you and at least Dr. Jeudi to see how they are doing and how they felt about it. And at the end, I would love you to share about your workshop coming up. Okay, Ila? But I just, from my heart to you, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. That was not expected. Thank you so much. I love that tagline. Your voice does matter. The voice of all of our guests does matter because we want to showcase to the viewers and around the world that there is more than just one way of really obtaining the wisdom of our health. There are many avenues to achieving the goal that we want to live, like you have tagline, the art of joyfulness, the true you. And how can one truly find that in the midst of all the chaos, in the midst of all of the informations? You don't know who to trust, where to go. This is the place, this is the platform that heaven has guided us to create, to provide this platform. And what a blessing to receive that from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Guan Yin, and thank you, Navid Jesus. Beautiful. Oh, it's been so lovely to be able to do that. You know, I can see that you can really expand so much just by changing that little few things. Is what she showed me. It's like, you know, a lot. And you know, really, if you think about it, people suffer because they cannot express. They cannot express, right? That's the biggest suffering, isn't it? They can't express. No, this is not me. They're always constantly going, this isn't me. This isn't me. No, I'm not like that. Someone, you know, we can so easily even judge somebody and say, oh, look, this is what you do. That person will go, no, that's not me. That's not like, and I think that's the key thing here. We can just bring the joyfulness in every situation. We can all relax a little bit, right? You know, it's too intense. I think the world is too intense. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, for me, I have a team in my back end, you know, and we have the most joyful team meetings. I'm like, no, Jitu and I are not the leaders here, you know, everybody is the leader here. And so we have no hierarchy, you know, we have no all of this stuff. And then we're actually having just fun in this. And that's the new paradigm that I want to create. I want to create that new paradigm where even in a corporate setting, you know, we are actually being in that joyful self. You imagine?
And being in the joyfulness allows you to be more creative, right? Ideas are just flowing because you're having fun. You're like, oh, how about this? So yeah, it's just like little kids in a candy store. And you're just to create and manifest things. So I know we're having a few minutes. I want you to go ahead and take the time to talk about your workshop and all these amazing things. She's a coach. She's a business coach. If you're looking for a coach, you're looking for a healer, she's everything.
I wanted to say this before Ila starts. What struck me when they just told me, you know, that she's carried a lot of things in her heart, and heaven allowed her to heal her heart, allow herself to be served, her heart to be served. So if you are feeling right now and you're watching the recording, you're listening to this live, if you have things that you're carrying in your heart too, that you just need to let go of. Ila is a great person to even channel into your heart. As you can see, her beautiful flows from very high level master. And a flow is just that. It's just wisdom, information. It's truly a gift. More information for you to do what you were born to do. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you. Go ahead, Ila.
Thank you so much. So I'm really excited about this program we have. You know, we actually last year, I'll tell you how it came about. Last year, Jitu wanted to do something on New Year's Day. And he says, let's do something to help people come into the new year with ease and grace. And we were coming up with this title after another title. And I was like, I left them to it. I was like, okay, you know, that didn't resonate with me. That didn't resonate with me. That didn't resonate with me. And then one day, you know, just before we went to bed, I said, you know what? I said, what we're going to do is we're going to do the workshop in February, because January is one where we just settle in, and we're going to do this workshop and we're going to call it Vitality. That's it. Vitality, the new you. So, you know, this is to go beyond your limitations, actually, this whole 4 week. So it'll be 2 workshops. So first is on the 21st of February, and then the second workshop is on the 21st of March. You get 2 workshops, and then you get 4 weeks of support. So we do practices, and guess what? It's like 7 a.m. in the morning UK time, right? So everyone, even in Pacific and US, can join it. It's really, really powerful. So, you know, the program is set to connect you with your soul, connect you with your authenticity, connect you with your quirkiness. You know, what are the quirky things about? We forget those quirky things. To do the sacred practices and to seek love within yourself. You know, so when we do this, you will go beyond your limitations, because we limit ourselves with this. And, you know, you will allow yourself to go through. So we're going to talk about nutritional tips. We're going to talk about exercise regimes. We're going to go through, actually, we're going to practice that. We're going to have dance sessions, you know, through some of the practices and stuff. So we're bringing the wholesome into it, into the practice session. So we hold everybody for 4 weeks. And, you know, it's such a low honor fee. Truly it is, because this is from my heart and soul and from Jitu's heart and soul. We want people to really wake up to them being themselves. And so join us. You know, maybe we'll Porsche or whoever can add the link, and you can connect with us. And if you want to speak to us, join us. We've got lots of things that go on, which a lot of them are complimentary at the moment, because heaven guided me to do complimentary, to serve people at the moment, so that no one has to have a reason why they cannot come to transform. So, you know, join us. The vitality, the new you. This is going to be an amazing program. You know, I've learned a lot of tools over the years, and I'm going to be using all of them in this program, so that you can really just activate and be who you are, and feel the joy in it. So one thing I will guarantee, at the end of this 4 weeks, you will come out a different person. You know, I know that for sure, because change is inevitable, right? If you do it. So thank you for letting me share this, and thank you for allowing me to share my excitement about it. I'm really excited about this program.
Thank you so much, Ela. You know, I highly recommend that the workshop, because a lot of people right now is living in fear of their health, of the whole situation. And truly, when you really understand that we hold the power is within us, but we just don't know how to tap into it. And what better way to kick off 2021 to take this class where you will hold their hand and then also coach them. I mean, the best coach. So you're getting a whole complete informations that will help you transform within a 4 weeks program, the new you in 2021. So you can live life to the fullest and not be afraid anymore, because fear is vibrating at a low frequency. You want to be in joy. Joy is at 540. So definitely want to be out there. And just the key, kind of recap some of the amazing things that you stated throughout this whole process, is that, you know, you see the things that you said was, when you find joy in others, that's the joy with you. A lot of us right now needs to really look deep into our souls, into ourselves, because we are a reflection of each other. How do we want to see the other persons? Do we want to cause pain and suffering to them? Or when we see them suffering, how do we feel within our heart? And you know, you mentioned about when you chant the mantra, it's truly is actually purifying your own heart. And, you know, Master Sha truly is an amazing soul to really bring such deep wisdom to come and make it so simple for people to digest. And truly, if we look at what causes all of us to be suffering, to be in agony, it's because of our heart, right? We respond because our heart is not stable, it's not balanced. And little things trigger our heart to cause us to act or react. And therefore, those are the things that got us in trouble in the first place. And so this life cycles continue. So I just like, you hit so many great things. And to be in your presence, to be in your divine light. Those who are not familiar with you, I highly recommend just being with Master Ela for the workshop and really experience the power, like Master Shah said. And we all know this. If you truly want to taste the pear, how sweet it is, you got to eat it, right? You got to taste it first. So don't eat an ice cream. Go eat a pear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm so honored and so grateful for the flow from beloved Lord Jesus and Kuan Yin, and for your wisdom to share with us. You are a wealth of knowledge and such a powerful souls that brings more love to the world despite of all the challenges that you go through. And any students that take your class can feel this motherly love coming from you. So I'm so grateful. Thank you very much for coming on. Team,
Thank
want to
you.
say any last word before I wrap up?
I just want to really, from my heart to everybody's heart out there, just breathe, just relax a little, breathe a little, take time out for yourself, and just tap into who it is that you are. There's one key thing that I always say to people: while we're so busy trying to be someone else in this world, who's being you? So be you and give yourself permission to be authentically you, because you matter and you're important. So thank you everyone for being here with me, and for Dr. Jeudi and Porsche and Jung. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm so grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
And I
Ela. I
wish
just
you
want to
guys
say very quick, our time is short, but I just wanted to say, yes, Ela, it's beautiful, and your voice matters. I just love that beautiful tagline now that we'll use. And yeah, we invite Ela and her amazing husband. He's also he does massage, and they have this beautiful like Indian culture, so rich. So they have dance and music and song, and they play, and they just have so much fun along with the other spiritual wisdom and beautiful readings. And so yeah, I recommend their workshops highly. They're also Thou Hands teachers. They bring that to the world, and we've had that on many shows. And so it's just amazing. Totally look forward to having you and maybe Jutu to come back. Thank you for joining
yes.
us today, and we're so grateful. We love you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your heart and soul, for bringing me on and allowing me to share. I really love you guys, and I wish you all the best, and I know you will do a lot. So thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
Love you.
So our viewers, we love you. Until next week, take care of each other. And remember, like Ela said, don't live somebody else's life. Be you, because you matter. Till next Thursday, we'll see you. Bye.